Okay everyone, welcome back to The Long Dark. Yes, you join me in Trapper's Cabin with quite a lot to talk about. Yes, the update has come out finally for June, the major feature update. There's a lot to this update as we expected. There is going to be some major changes, some major features coming into the game. There's a brand new region, Hushed River Valley, I think it's called, and it's over, connects to Milton, so at the moment we're not in a position to head over there, but we will be fairly shortly. When we head back to Milton, we can go and have a look at the new region. But the biggest change is to the cooking system, which we were kind of ready for. We were kind of expecting it. We knew we were going to get some changes to the cooking mechanic, and we have now got that. There's also a couple of other updates. They're not actually quite as major. It's you can now add things from the radial menu to place them on cooking surfaces, and I think that's pretty much it. There's also some sort of standard bug fixes and things like that. We can go through the full changelog a little bit later on. But yeah, so we're going to explore those. We're going to give those a try in this video and see how things pan out. But also another change, a change to the way I'm recording these videos. I've got very conscious on the last few videos that things are a bit samey, things are a little bit routine. There's an awful lot of stuff that we're just repeating all the time. Housekeeping stuff that is all relatively straightforward, all relatively simple. If you guys have been watching my videos or anybody else's videos for quite some time, you're going to know how to do it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start editing the Long Dark videos, which is something I've never done before. I've always shown them completely raw, completely as they were when they were filmed. But basically what I'm going to start doing is cutting out a lot of the housekeeping stuff, doing a lot of the bog standard, really routine stuff off camera, so that you don't have to kind of sit through this all the time. So when we're doing these massive cook-offs to create water or cook big chunks of food that we're aware of, when we're doing tidying up of the inventory and sorting ourselves out and doing all that kind of stuff, when we're doing all the very basic crafting that we do from time to time, like preparing rose hips or whatever, I'm going to do it all off camera. I'm going to try and get the bulk of it done before I start recording, so all that's all sorted out. I'm also going to try and do all the sleeping off camera as best I can as well, or cut the sleeping out just to shorten things down a little bit. I'm also, if we're doing repeated runs between two buildings, so we're starting off in one location and we're shuttling stuff backwards and forwards between two locations and they're just bog standard runs, I'm going to edit those down as well, just so that we're concentrating on the interesting bits. So I was going to start off with this video with doing that, but I kind of haven't, because we've had this major feature update. So we're going to get into the game. Obviously I've been yakking for the last few minutes, so let's get into the game then. So let's pick up where exactly we left off. We have cabin fever, as you're no doubt aware. We keep having issues with cabin fever. I think what I'd done at the end of the last video, I had started to collect things that I wanted to take with me. We'd started thinking about doing a little bit of crafting to take stuff to one of the other locations to start doing some crafting there. I'm tempted to head over to Camp Office to do the deerskin boot crafting, because we've got everything we need for the deerskin boots, but because we have that problem, I'm tempted to head over. So if we grab ourselves 3 more cured gut and 2 cured deer hides, that's 1 cured deer hide, 1, 2, oops, that one's fresh, 3, so that should be enough. So that's everything we need to take with us. Food, let's stock up on some food to take on this trip. It's already cooked, so we haven't got to worry about that for this particular video. Let's go ahead and eat our fill. There we go, and then we're going to drink. How much water we've got. Let's just go into our safe. See how much. So this is all the kind of. Oh, see, that was a good thing. Run out of water. Let's take a few litres with us. So this is all the kind of stuff I'm going to be doing off camera from this point forward. I'm going to be starting each play session by getting myself sorted out, getting ourselves organised, sorting out our inventories, getting everything all nice and done off camera, and then I'll kind of talk through what I've done, and then we'll get going. But all the kind of trips, everything we're going to be doing in the game, we're going to be doing it on camera so you can see what's happening. Okay, so let's head outside then. So we're now going to walk across to camp office, which gets us outdoors, which is the kind of key thing. The dead deer in the barn over there has respawned, look. Because we'd harvested that deer at the beginning of the game. I'm guessing that's because there's been an update. It's forced some of those things to respawn. I'm also slightly concerned that things may have moved about. Maybe the bear isn't where it was or things like that. So let's just keep our eyes peeled as we head over to camp office. What's the temperature like? Oh, it's above freezing. That's kind of cool. This trip gets us outdoors. That's the whole plan. Let's get ourselves outside, get rid of this cabin fever. Cabin fever definitely seems to have been balanced. It seems to occur a lot more quickly than it used to. I mean, I know I tend to spend a lot of time shuttling backwards and forwards between locations, so I'm outdoors a lot. But I'm sure you used to be able to craft your way through making wolfskin coat or something like that without getting cabin fever if you did it all in one go, so hopefully we can get a shot of it. It seems to come up very, very quickly. I think I've gone slightly the wrong way, haven't I? Let's head up this way. Let's head up the hill and over the top. I'm just trying to avoid a confrontation with the bear, and that would cause us a few problems. Because I don't know where the bear is at the moment, ultimately. I think it's moved. It was lurking around here. No, it isn't. Okay, so let's come over the top of the ridge then, and we'll head towards the cutting and down through towards camp office. And then we'll get crafting our deerskin boots, which I think we're probably going to end up having to do in small batches. And then we're going to have a play with the cooking mechanic. And then I still need to sit down properly and think about what to do next. I mean, obviously we set ourselves the goal. Aha, the wolves are about. Hopefully we can skirt around and not attract attention. Although I am carrying meat and I am carrying hides, which is not generally a good thing. I was kind of hoping I'd have a nice clear wolf-free run. I think he's either clocked us or he's clocked something. I think he's clocked us. Let's make a run for it. Just so we can sprint. Dramatic music is playing. I think it is us that he's clocked. Yes, it is us. Okay, normally they will just stalk. If we keep moving, he'll stay back. So I'm just going to let my keep moving and let my sprint build back up. He's stalking us. Bad news is I think always charging. Oh, run away! He's getting a bit close. He's getting a bit close for comfort, to be perfectly honest with you. He's actively stalking us. He's actively running at us. He's actively attacking. Oh my god. There's a deer. Go for the deer. Deer. Look. Juicy deer. Deer. It's a very nice deer. I'm sure it's a very nice deer. Okay, the weather's closing in on us a little bit as well. Hopefully I've got enough sprint to get to the door. And all is good. Generally speaking, if you keep moving, you will stay clear of the wolves. They will track you, but they won't charge at you, so we're okay. Right then, so we're here in camp office. We've spent some time outdoors, although our cabin fever risk annoyingly has gone up. I don't quite know how that works. Right, so we're here at the workbench, so we can make a start on our deerskin boots. So I'm just going to do a half-hour craft just to get them going. So that just gives us them as an item in the inventory. We've got 12 hours left on them now. So that just gives us them as an item. So we need to have a look at our cooking mechanic, and that's where things are going to be a little bit tricky. I know water has been changed as well. There's several items. There's a new item as well. There's a recycled can is a new item that you have to place cooking food to cook. Or cooking utensils. And I've noticed a lot of the kind of set dressing pans and things that were on the stoves have all disappeared. Which is a bit of a problem. I assume you can collect them, but I don't know where you collect them from now. I'd like to think there'd be some knocking about. There used to be loads because they were there as set dressing, but they've all disappeared. Is that a cooking pot? There we go.
Nobody needs this anymore.
Now we have to cook. We have to carry a cooking pot around with us, which is quite a heavy thing, which we traditionally never had to carry before. That's going to be problematic. Okay, so we want to test it. First of all, I'm taking some charcoal. We want to test it by just making a small fire and just making a little bit of water. So, cardboard matches, tinder plug, stick. Let's start a fire. I haven't got much in the way of firewood. Wasn't planning on making a long fire here. I only want to just try out the cooking mechanic and see how it works. It's a lot more realistic than it used to be. We have to do what? So I literally have 7 sticks. That's all I've got as firewood. So it's only going to be a very short fire. This. So hopefully it will be long enough. Should have brought some more firewood with me because I'm not sure if there's anything in here.
Come on, oops. Come on.
There's things on my desk are flying all over the place.
Oh, I would do anything for a drink right now.
Yeah, well, we are. We're lighting a fire. that's what we're doing. We actually do have water. It's not a problem. We just want to try this mechanic out. There we go. Okay, so we have a fire lit. It's only a short fire, but it's a fire nonetheless. So let's chuck a few sticks on there. That gives us a little bit of a fire. So, presumably now, I honestly don't know how this works. I'm guessing we have to place the cooking pot. Use. Okay. So we have to... Oh, we actually have a recycled can in our inventory. Okay, let's use the cooking pot. Place the cooking pot. Cook. Thank you. Right, okay, so we have to place it down. And then we have to choose... Okay, so we then have to wait. So we've placed snow in a cooking pot on the fire, and now we have to let it cook. This is actually pretty cool. It's gone pitch black. This is actually pretty cool because that is what would happen in real life. Your snow would not melt instantly. You would have to wait for it. So this is going to make the big cook-offs that we do a lot more time-consuming. I'm almost sort of thinking that we need to start having a bit of a routine. There's a hook there. We need to start almost having a little bit of a routine. So let's just spend half an hour. Actually, no, let's not, because I need some more firewood to get that fire going a bit longer. There isn't anything in here. I think I've pretty much stripped this building of all of its reclaimed wood and everything that we can use. We break down the shelf, we get quite a lot. What? Oh no! I ran out of lantern fuel and the fire went out. So all in all that went badly wrong. So we've got some non-potable water. I'm going to leave it there for now. This is actually going to be quite interesting. I'm going to have to figure out a whole new way of... This is just annoying me now. We're going to have to figure out a whole new way of working. I mean, to be fair, I have been thinking about changing my approach. Oh, they've changed the graphic for HUT. I have been thinking of changing my my approach anyway for a little while. To try and have a little bit more routine to our day. Because I know I'm a little bit all over the place and there's never any real structure. Okay, so what I'm going to do then, I'm going to sleep through the night. So, as I said, I'm going to cut out all the sleeping. We'll get through to the morning and then we'll pick this all up in the morning. And I'll see you there. Okay, well, we've come back to life a little bit earlier because the Aurora is active. The Aurora is active. The Aurora's been very active in the last few videos, so we're just going to go outside and have a look. There is actually something else new. The other of the 4 big changes that were made with the latest update. There is now, well, the weather's not very nice, there is now some lore in the game. There's some lore in there with the computer consoles and things like that. There's little messages, emails and things that you can read on the computers. You can only do it when the Aurora is active. And unfortunately Camp Office doesn't have a computer, so it doesn't work in here, but the dam does. So we need to make sure we're at the dam the next time the Aurora is active. But there's the Aurora looking really, really cool. Oh, look at that there. What on earth? Straight in front of me there, that looks like a ghost with 2 glowing eyes. I don't think that's what it's supposed to be, but... how cool is that? Okay, so... I'm going to go back inside now. I'm going to resume my sleep, I think. Because I don't think it's light enough for us to do anything in here with the Aurora being active. I assume the shelf is still here. Ha! No. Ah. It's annoying. The Aurora's died off a little bit. I was kind of hoping there'd be enough of it there for me to...
soon.
Okay, let me... I'll resume my sleep, and I shall... we'll pick this up again in the morning when it's light. Welcome back into the long lights. Yes, we're back here in the morning, so we now can see what we're doing. Let's get rid of that. So let us carry on then. We need some firewood of some description. Let's finally break this shelf down so we can get ourselves some reclaimed wood. There we go. I bet you that's done a lot of damage to my, what's this one? I'm also going to pick up the storm lantern. I don't want to forget it.
So hungry.
Yeah, well, we've got food, so let's not worry too much about that. Okay, so let's get this fire going again then. Again, I'm only going to do a fairly short fire, but hopefully this time we can get this water sorted and then pick up the cooking pot. What I'm thinking of doing, as I was saying, I wanted to get a little bit more routine into my long dark playthrough. So we kind of have we sleep through the night, and the first thing we do in the morning is do this, and then the next thing we do is this, and then whatever. So we kind of have a... This is annoying. Come on. So we kind of... I'm running out of matches. So we kind of have a little bit more of a routine for our days in the long dark, so that we can spend some more time planning what we're going to do.
Come on, little fire.
And keep ourselves organised as well. Particularly now we've got to carry cooking pots and things around. Part of that, I think I'm going to draw up a list. I'm actually going to write up a list of basic equipment that I need to always make sure I've got whenever I go anywhere, so that I've always got basic things I want to keep stockpiled in various places. I'm not very good with the old memory. I come up with these grand schemes, and then by the end of the play session, I've forgotten them all. Okay, so we've got a couple of hours on a fire now. So we've got non-potable water. It's 15 minutes until it's boiled. Oh, we can pass time until it's ready, but I assume that is bog standard. Okay, right. Ah, okay, yes, of course. Of course. That's part of the other element of the... Oh my goodness, we need to head outside because we're going to start losing condition fairly shortly if we don't. I'm just trying to... Yes, something else from the cooking mechanic. I'm gonna pick that up. I'm just going to do 30 minutes crafting. And then I'm going to leave my deerskin boots stuff here. I'm worried about cabin fever again. This cabin fever is becoming a real nuisance. Okay, I'm going to place all of that in there. That's all the stuff that we needed for our crafting sesh. Did I bring any... I didn't bring any fishing line with me. I've got a... Can I make a fishing line from gut? I think I can, actually. So let's take... Oh, actually, do I need that? No, I only brought enough gut for what I needed. Darn it. Okay, we're going to have a trip back to... I've wasted a bit of this fire now, but hopefully I can sort myself out now a little bit better. Right, so we need to have a trip back to Trapper's Cabin to go and get... Well, use is eat. We need to trip back to Trapper's Cabin to go and retrieve some fishing tackle. What I think I'm going to do is kind of keep myself going here for a little bit. And we're going to try out the cooking mechanic properly. We're going to go and do some fishing out on the lake. Try out the cooking mechanic properly. And also craft the deerskin boots. We're going to do all that here. And we're going to shuttle around outside a little bit to try and keep this cabin fever down. I'm assuming if we go into the fishing huts, that counts towards cabin fever as well. Which is a little bit annoying, but that's how it is. So that's what we're going to do in the next video of The Long Dark. So I suspect next time when you join me, I'm going to be over in Trapper's Cabin. Having made that walk back, unless anything dramatic happens on the way. That is, for the most part, by the way, something I am going to try and avoid doing in this editing of The Long Dark. I'm not going to edit out trips. I'm always going to try and start and end or start the next video where I ended the last one. But this one, I think we've already said we're going to make our way to Trapper's Cabin. So I shall indeed do that. And then we'll pick up at the start of the next video over in Trapper's Cabin. We'll sort ourselves out and then we'll make our way back here. But right now, I'm going to say thank you so much for joining me for some more Long Dark with the new update. I am slowly going to get the hang of this. You're going to have to forgive me if it's been a little bit all over the place as we try to figure this out. And it is also 6:30 in the morning and I've been up since 4 o'clock. It's not been the best mornings today. Yeah, I'm very, very tired, so I'm a little bit spaced out. But hopefully, in the next video, we can get ourselves going properly. Once we've figured out this cooking mechanic, and I've figured out how I'm going to do things, we can move forward and hopefully we can keep this run going for a long, long time. But right now, thank you so much for joining me. Hit the like and subscribe buttons. Stay tuned for some more Long Dark, and I shall see you again, as always, very, very soon.